Hey beautiful mama. So I'm going to tell you 3 simple things that could accelerate your healing process that you might not know about and that you may not have heard about. And the first one is, drum rolling, relaxing. I know it kind of seems really obvious, but there's actually a really cool explanation behind it. So we have 2 different nervous systems. We have our sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight. Then we have the parasympathetic, which is our rest and digest. So if you think about it purely just hearing those 2 words, which do you think out of those 2 you will have more of a healing from, or you'll feel calmer from, or you're supposed to be living more so in? Yeah, that's right, parasympathetic. The reason that parasympathetic nervous system is the one that we need to maybe work on spending a little bit more time in, even if it's only an extra 5 minutes, it's going to help improve your healing process, maybe speed up your healing journey if you're spending long enough in it. And the reason that that is when you're in rest and digest, you're calming the system down for healing to take place. So healing can only take place in this parasympathetic system because it's when, like I just said, when things are calming down, it's when the diaphragm is functioning well, it's when all of the systems are functioning in harmony. Whereas when you're in fight or flight, you know, whether you're really anxious or you're constantly stressed, you're lacking a lot of sleep, and so you feel like you're unable to wind down, then that's when healing becomes a little bit harder. It becomes maybe stagnant. And so it's really important that we spend, even if it's 5 minutes, just to lie on the floor like this and close your eyes and just listen to the waves, for example, or go outside in the evening and watch the stars for 5 minutes. You know, if you just start with 5 minutes, it's going to benefit you massively, and you might notice, okay, I can take that 5 minutes, and then maybe the next week you might be able to take 6 minutes, and then you might be able to progress or just add 2 lots of 5 minutes or something in your day. And just by adding that in, you're going to benefit more from the healing benefits of that. Now, the second one is hydration. Hydration is so important because tissues thrive off of being hydrated. Tissues need hydration to heal. So if you're dehydrated, or you're not just dehydrated as in drinking water, but dehydrated as in from maybe the foods that you're consuming are very drying, then that's going to slow down the healing process. Not just for your diastasis, it could be for wound healing, it could be for when you're unwell and getting better as well. So making sure that you are not just drinking enough water, but also consuming foods that have, that have the necessary mineral salts and have the, what's the word I'm thinking of here? The water content in the food. So, you know, like lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, like your cucumber is a vegetable that is really hydrating. Celery is very hydrating, even though it looks sort of dehydrated, but when it's juiced, it's really, really hydrating and full of mineral salts, which help the tissues, the fascia, the muscles all heal even more. Okay, so working a lot more on your hydration is super important. Now, the last one is, I bet you won't guess what this one is, and it is swinging your arms when you're walking. Okay, so if you're constantly walking with your hands on your hips, or you're carrying something and you're only using one arm when you're walking, or it's just slightly, then you're actually putting yourself off of balance. And you know, when I talk about breaking your core connection, you know, like blowing out or losing control. So if you're engaged with your tummy, for example, when you're doing core work, and then you completely let it go, and then you reach, or you completely let go and then do any of your core work, that is leaving your body out of balance. And it's the same thing with swinging your arms. If you're only doing one arm, or you're not using your arms at all because you're walking with your hands on your hips, so you're carrying a baby, then you're not getting the full benefit, because our body is designed to have that cross body movement. And so when you're walking, crossing your hands like so actually helps switch on the stabilizing muscles all along the side. See how I'm having natural rotation that happens, but I'm also working on staying tall through the crown of my head and using my stabilizing muscles of my tummy while I'm walking. So I would like you to exaggerate your arms. So maybe you just walk a little bit like this when you're walking, but next time you go for a walk, exaggerate it a little bit more. Yes, it might feel funny, but if it means that it could help with the healing of your diastasis, then why not just do it? Okay, even if it's a 10-minute walk, but you're using your arms more, if you're doing your food shopping and hubby or maybe one of your friends or your kids is pushing the trolley, then you could do your arm swinging. Okay, so those are the 3 tips for speedier recovery, or just if you're maybe having some trouble with your healing journey, then come and watch this video and you will have just found out some 3 extra tips that you can try. And then after doing all these things, after doing your check every week, after having done all of your workout videos each week, and you've been sending me feedback videos, if you're still struggling, reach out and I will have a chat with you. But the best thing is to be sending those feedback videos through in our group so that I can assess how you're going technically wise, so I can give some feedback if you need it with maybe adjusting something. And it could be the simplest little thing, but it could make the biggest of difference when it comes to your healing journey. So remember, I'm here for you. It's a safe space. I'm not going to judge you. I'm here to help as much as I can. See you on the next one.